Right now at 10, La Crosse on the edge of losing SNAP funding and how it could impact local families. And a city bill you pay for could be going up. Which one and how much? Plus, on Alaska's Jo-Ann Fabrics closes its doors, what this means for local customers.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off tonight. Thousands in La Crosse are on the brink of losing SNAP funding if a bill in Washington goes through. So what are families supposed to do? News 8 Now's Allison Fergit has the latest.
Right now in Wisconsin, nearly 700,000 people rely on SNAP, known as food share in the Badger State. But under this new legislation, nearly 1/7 of those people could lose access to those benefits.
It's been absolutely critical for individuals in our county.
More than 10,000 La Crosse County residents use food share to help with grocery costs.
We are issuing almost $1.5 million a month in food share benefits. That goes to support not only those receiving the benefits, but also our community, our grocery stores.
But that could change with the federal budget reconciliation bill. The legislation would raise the work requirement from age 54 to 65. Those new work requirements would also extend to parents with kids older than 7. And parents with school-age kids will need to complete more paperwork to qualify.
There is a lot of administrative requirements for the program already. So obviously increasing any of that makes it more difficult for people to apply for our benefits.
Wisconsin's Department of Health Services says 90,000 Wisconsinites will be at risk of losing their benefits under the proposed changes. Graf says that means more people will turn to food pantries. In La Crosse, Wafer Food Pantry's executive director says if another 200 households start to use the pantry, it would put them in a critical spot.
The decrease in SNAP benefits, plus the unknowns of what's going to come in the state budget for support through the government commodities program, there's reason to be concerned. We always want to do what's best for the people that we serve, but ultimately, our best might look different.
Food Share is the only program La Crosse County has that assists with food. But if you lose your food share benefits, there are other programs that can reduce monthly costs.
We have other benefits. We determine eligibility for the medical assistance and Badger Care, child care assistance, and all of those programs.
The legislation has already passed in the U.S. House of Representatives and now sits in the hands of the U.S. Senate. Reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now.
The Sparta Area School District hosted a community meeting this evening. They discussed how federal dollars are making a difference in Sparta schools. The district's director of instructional services reacted to the possible SNAP cuts after the meeting.
I don't know right now if that's going to impact us. I certainly hope not, because our district receives, our school, we serve 52% of our students have free and reduced lunch, and it would certainly be a shame that we wouldn't be able to serve the same number of students the meals that they rely on every day. So I hope not.
In the meeting, they discussed how federal funding helps give students equal opportunities throughout their education. Well, some travel alerts for motorists. Crews closing Theater Road near County Road PH in Onalaska. Construction on a new roundabout is underway. The road is closed from Midwest Drive to State Highway 16. You can take 16 and East Main Street to get around the work. The new roundabout should be done by August. On the south side, County Road GI is down to 1 lane as crews work on the Goose Island Bridge. The road will be down to 1 lane until next Monday if weather conditions allow. La Crosse residents could see stormwater fees double under a proposed rate increase. La Crosse currently charges a quarterly rate of $13.48 per 1 equivalent runoff unit, or ERU. Under the proposal, the rate would increase to $29.66 per ERU, or $118.64 per year. The city says the rate hike is due to an increase in operating and capital project costs. Now, if approved, it will be the first time the utility has increased since it was created in 2011.
That increase would usually be kind of incremental, but that wasn't the case. Water utility was kind of taking compensating for what the storm utility was not bringing in.
Now, if passed, the proposed increase would go into effect on July 1st. The proposal will go before the Finance and Personnel Committee next Thursday. Common Council will have the final say at their meeting on June 12th. Well, a bit of a chilly and lightly rainy end to this Tuesday. I was a little cold walking back from my dinner break, Greg. I was sad I didn't have a jacket on me.
Well, it's not going to be much warmer for tomorrow, too. We're going to stay cool conditions once again in the 60s. We were up to 60s today, so about 8 to 9 degrees below average. But we did a little bit of light precipitation this evening, mainly west of the river. Very light amounts, maybe a couple hundredths at that best. Overall, we still have that activity, but it's really west of the area. Winona's picked up a little bit up to Rusk County. Even Prairie du Chien, a little bit of drizzle, but a lot of that has pushed further west. We could still see that for the next couple hours. But I think most of the rest of the night is going to be fairly quiet as most of this activity stays kind of to our west. It may rotate back in, but we're not expecting to see much in it until we get closer to the morning commute. So as we go throughout the nighttime, you're seeing all that activity a little bit start to pop back up towards 2 or 3, and that's the activity that'll begin to approach the area from the south towards the morning commute and become more kind of widespread. So we're expecting a wet morning commute for most areas with just light rain overall. But if you look at the conditions there, 54 overnight, so mild. As we get back up to 60, that light rain is mainly in the morning for the morning commute for La Crosse. Become a little bit more scattered showery as we go towards the late morning or early afternoon. For Eau Claire, it's a little bit later. I think the morning commute may not be as wet, more towards the late, getting back up to 61. Now later on, we'll kind of break down when the showers will end Wednesday evening and when the 70s or maybe even 80s will return later in the broadcast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Well, a popular fabric store is finally closing its doors. Today marked the final day for the Jo-Ann Fabrics in Onalaska. 800 of its locations will close, including the Onalaska and Eau Claire locations. This comes after a second bankruptcy filing within a year. Customers said they'll miss visiting the store.
There's not very many places there's only really 2 in town that have a small variety and a bigger variety, but not like this for fabric.
Looks like they were stocking up on those last-minute deals. The store closed at 9, but you can pick up orders through tomorrow. Great Rivers United Way is launching another wave of its Impacts program. The nonprofit partners with local businesses to support organizations by assembling packs. Today, Dakota Supply Group is getting in on the action, assembling household item kits with dish soap, sponges, and cleaning items. The packs will benefit the Family and Children's Center, Coulee Cap, and the New Horizon Center.
So Impacts is a kit packing program of our United Way where our workplace partners can participate in volunteer activity where we're bringing the volunteer activity to them. And I'm always happy to work with the budget and vision that they see and get an event organized for them.
Local businesses interested in supporting the program can contact Great Rivers United Way for information. Still to come, the latest hit to Harvard University as the feud with Trump intensifies. Plus, a change in COVID vaccine recommendations, who the CDC says no longer needs the shot, when we come back.
Founded on hard work, dedication, respect, and integrity, we at Maxwell White understand the importance of home comfort. Maxwell White strives to provide our customers with a positive experience every time. Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
Celebrate summer and save big at Fleet Farm's Memorial Day Savings Event. 24 packs of our bottled water are now only $2.99. Online Liquid Pool Shark 4-packs are $14.99. And a 32-quart Plano Frost Cooler is just $99.99. Plus, all active military and vets are invited to save an additional 10%, May 22nd through the 26th. Whatever you need, we've got the best prices guaranteed. And find even more deals in our weekly ad at fleetfarm.com.
You can see it. His potential, that is. You see it even when he may not. You see that the things that spark his interest today will in time ignite the things he pursues tomorrow. And ultimately, help him reach new heights. All he needs now is a way to make it happen. We are the Universities of Wisconsin. 13 universities, unlimited opportunity.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
President Donald Trump escalating his clash with Harvard, now ordering federal agencies to review contracts with the university. CBS's Erica Brown has more.
The Trump administration is directing federal agencies to cancel all remaining contracts with Harvard University, worth an estimated $100 million. This comes on top of the administration already announcing it's frozen more than $2 billion in grants and contracts with Harvard. The university is challenging the cuts in court.
Harvard has shown that it's committed to being on one side of this, and in that way, I don't think it's going to back down.
Harvard says the canceled contracts will impact a wide range of federally funded scientific studies on topics from technology to health, including cancer research.
We're now seeing that research shut down, and with the order today, I'm sure we're going to see more and more of that.
Harvard is also challenging the president's efforts to block foreign students from enrolling at the university. Now the administration is ordering U.S. embassies to pause all interviews for new student visa applications. The State Department says deeper screening is needed, including social media vetting for the visa applications already on file.
We will continue to use every tool we can to assess who it is that's coming here, whether they are students or otherwise.
The Trump administration has accused several universities of creating unsafe campus environments by allowing what it calls anti-American agitators to assault Jewish students. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
5 people were shot at the Brass Mill Center Mall in Waterbury. Police were called to the scene at around 4:40 this afternoon. When police arrived, they found 5 victims suffering from gunshot wounds. The victims were transported to a local hospital for treatment. Police said there were no fatalities in this incident, and they do not believe this shooting was a random act of violence. In Ottawa, King Charles getting political during a speech. He offered a show of support to Canada following President Trump's threats to make it the 51st state.
Today, Canada faces another critical moment. Democracy, pluralism, the rule of law, self-determination, and freedom are values which Canadians hold dear, and ones which the government is determined to protect.
Now, it's rare for the monarch to deliver a speech from the throne in Canada. The late Queen Elizabeth did it twice before. The CDC changing up its COVID rules. It's ending vaccine recommendations for healthy kids and pregnant women. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. breaking the news. The CDC previously recommended everyone aged 6 months and older to get a COVID shot.
We're now one step closer to realizing President Trump's promise to make America healthy again.
The change also coming after the FDA suggested limiting COVID shots to older adults, kids, and adults with underlying medical conditions. Musician Billy Joel has canceled all scheduled concerts as he continues treatment to fight a rare brain disorder. The 76-year-old singer revealed last week that he's been diagnosed with a condition called normal pressure hydrocephalus, a buildup of fluid that puts pressure on brain tissue. Joel's team says his condition has been, quote, exacerbated by recent performances, leading to problems with hearing, vision, and balance.
It is fixable, but in terms of avoidable, the thing that causes it, often you don't know, it comes out of the blue. It could be in some people they have a history of past brain infection or bleeding. There's really nothing you can do to prevent it, but you can have a high level of suspicion and good communication with your healthcare provider.
In an Instagram post Monday, Joel's wife thanked fans for their love and support, saying, "We are so grateful for the wonderful care and swift diagnosis we received." U.S. Olympic legend Mary Lou Retton arrested for DUI. It happened in West Virginia. The 57-year-old quickly posted a $1,500 bond. In 2023, the gymnast made headlines for her battle with a rare form of pneumonia. She spent several weeks in the ICU. Still to come, a Madison-bound flight grounded by feathered freeloaders. The pigeon problem that had passengers scrambling.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have wet conditions for Wednesday, but it's just one more day, and then dry conditions return for Thursday, and that means 70s and maybe 80s. It looks like coming back pretty soon. We'll break it all down for you coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. It wouldn't be Friday without fish. Get yours with chips for $15.99 or with shrimp for $19.99. And end your week with $4 rail mixers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Get an 11% rebate on everything in Menards. Complete your project with Masterforce Outdoor Power Tools. From lawnmowers and leaf blowers to string trimmers and pressure washers. We have everything you need to get the job done right. Easily take on your outdoor cleaning projects with Masterforce pressure washers. They have the power you need to make short work of any job. Pick up this 3,400 PSI electric pressure washer for $339.97 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Big things are happening in neighborhoods all over Wisconsin where an all-new scratch game from the Wisconsin Lottery is making a splash. It is absolutely amazing. It's $2,000 Loaded, a brand new $20 scratch game. It's a number match game with over 1,900 top prizes of $2,000 and over $7 million in total prizes. Now available at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
Wisconsin. It's easy to take for granted how we warm up, but what if you couldn't warm up so easily? For many, it's a reality they can't ignore. Working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans struggling to keep their heat and power on in the dangerous cold of winter. Make a real difference by providing a hand up for a neighbor in need. No matter the amount, every dollar helps. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
We're an implant-focused practice. I think the advantage of a father-daughter practice is, I've been at this for 30 years now. I learned things that worked well and things that didn't work so well.
And it was fun to be able to just jump in and kind of complement that. I feel like it made both of us stronger.
You don't expect it when you walk into a dental office. You don't expect the family aspect, but when you walk into our doors, we're going to give you that.
If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. It wouldn't be Friday without fish. Get yours with chips for $15.99 or with shrimp for $19.99. And end your week with $4 rail mixers. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona. Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
Well, you've heard of snakes on a plane, but what about pigeons? A wild situation on a Delta flight to Madison. The flight was delayed after 2 wild pigeons tried to stow away on the plane. After baggage holders removed the first bird, another began flying around the cabin. One passenger tries catching the bird in his jacket, but had no such luck. The plane was forced to return to the gate where another baggage handler removed the bird. What a way to start off a trip, right? A little cooler, a little rainier today, but hey, we've got a warm up ahead of us. Exactly when, though? Let's send it over to Greg for the latest.
We'll eventually see the 70s and 80s, but it's probably going to be Thursday and Friday till we see it. We still got to get through tomorrow with the rainfall. If you didn't see rainfall today, it's likely you're going to see more tomorrow. I think it's more widespread. Chances are higher, but still expected to be light rain. Nothing too heavy amounts to it. But both commutes, especially the morning commute, will probably be wet for most areas. As I mentioned, 60s tomorrow. Could be a few degrees cooler today because I think it's more widespread rainfall. 70s come back on Thursday, low 70s. We still got some cloud cover to deal with there. More sun Friday and the weekend. We should be 70s or 80s. We do have a weak little cold front that could drop the temperatures down a few degrees from Friday to Saturday, but we're only talking from like 81 to maybe 79. So nothing huge, but that'll come through. All this precipitation overnight really starts ramping up towards the morning as another wave begins to develop south and starts spreading scattered showers throughout the area by 3 or 4. It becomes more widespread towards the morning commute, depending on location. I think all areas will see some of this precipitation rotate through the area. It's kind of rotating back from the southeast to the northwest. So by 7 or 8, you're pretty much seeing a lot of areas of just light rain, kind of like this morning. Maybe little areas that could be a little bit heavier, but overall still light. It'll start making a more of a western turn to it towards 10 a.m. and start to break up a little bit more. So noon hour will probably be scattered showers, but it's not going to be widespread as much. Towards the afternoon, with a little bit of instability, I think we could see a few thunderstorms start popping up around there. But as you notice, it's still scattered in nature, heading west now. excuse me, as low as further to the south. That'll begin to continue seeing the showers and storms potentially through the evening commute. Not widespread, but this activity will persist probably till about 8 or 9. Then we'll start seeing it kind of wane and a few breaks in the clouds, and it should be dry pretty much for the rest of the night. Now, rainfall amounts, depending if you see a thunderstorm, you might get over a quarter to a half. Most areas are probably going to stay right around a quarter or less throughout the area. Less as you go further north, a better shot along I-90 and further south that you might pick up the quarter of an inch of rain, and that's really about all we're going to expect with it. Temperatures tomorrow, as mentioned, more 60s, maybe a degree or two cooler than today, basically because we didn't have a lot of precipitation today. Actually, a few peaks of the sun. Like Prairie du Chien got up to 71, they'll be 64, so a drop for some areas, but still overall in the 60s. Going into Thursday, we're going to start seeing temperatures in the 50s. The shower chance that I mentioned comes to an end Wednesday evening. The rest of the night should be dry through Thursday morning. Clouds, maybe more sun towards the afternoon for Thursday. That should allow the temperatures to get back up into the 70s. Getting closer to average, maybe a degree or two below for some areas. And then Friday, we do have a cold front coming through during the second half of the day, which will increase the winds. Before that happens, I think we will get up into the 80s. And Saturday, you definitely can see where that cold front kind of sits or stalls out, where we see a drop in temperatures kind of coming from the northeast to the southwest. It'll bring our temperatures back down a few degrees. We're talking just 2 to 3, but you will feel that a little bit on Saturday. Sunday, we flip around. Now, in next week, if you're looking for some heat, humidity, it's going to get kind of close. This is for next week. There's a slight risk for excessive heat just to our south as the pattern turns around. But this also brings the chance that we could see several rounds of showers and thunderstorms after Tuesday. Then that brings in the heavy rain potential. Maybe severe weather. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we get closer. But notice, basically Friday through Monday, we're looking at dry conditions. Another great weekend, it looks like. And then it starts getting more active as we go to next Tuesday and Wednesday. And those mid-80s could be upper 80s for some areas. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That could be our first time we get close to 90 for some areas.
Your first one's good for the month of June, starting it off right. All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, a busy night of local action on the softball diamond and track. Plus, the lacrosse Lightning looking for a historic victory tonight in the beginning of their playoff run. Jacob is up next.
Style or substance. Somehow, it became one or the other. But there is another choice. Not stopping until you have everything in the GMC Sierra. Or get 0.9% APR on 2025 Sierra 1500 models. Or get over $5,300 total value on select Sierra 1500 models.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Attention construction workers, carpenters, remodelers. Join the award-winning team of La Crosse's #1 home remodeling company. The Board Source growth brings opportunities. Your experience is the key to the respect and rewards you deserve. Immediate openings, $26 to $38 per hour based on skill and experience. Health insurance, life insurance, 3 weeks PTO, 6 paid holidays, retirement, FSA, and no weekends. Apply today in person at 524 Copeland Avenue, online, or use the QR.
Experience the thrill of gaming at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin. Whether you're a slots enthusiast or prefer the excitement of table games, we've got you covered. Enjoy delicious dining options, live entertainment, and exclusive promotions that add even more memories and adventure to your visit at any one of our 6 locations. And coming soon to Beloit. More of our amazing gaming options, amenities, and outstanding service you can count on. Find your fun today at Ho-Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lansendorf.
All right, a lot to get to tonight. Season's coming to a close for some, while others live to see another day. We begin on the softball diamond, Onalaska hosting DeForest. Great season so far for the Toppers, and they were not ready for it to end. First inning, Norski's threatening, but Sydney Krause strands the runner on third. Second inning now, this time the visitors cashing in. Halen Arnold's shot cannot be caught in left. DeForest goes up one. Bottom of the frame on offense gets going. Lauren Pica rips one to the gap. She slides safely into third with a triple. A little later, Kylie Gilhausen gonna lay a bunt down. Play made at first, but Pica makes a dash for home. Unbelievable slide to avoid the tag and score. And how about it? Onalaska scores 3 in the bottom of the 7th to win 5-4. Holman opens up their postseason hosting Baraboo. Home side down 1 in the bottom of the 1st. Vikings Avalee Euler with a grounder reaching shallow center. One runner scores. We're all tied up. Later in the inning, Vikings Imani Toso finds the gap in left center. That brings in 2 more runners. Home side up 3-1. Same score, bottom of the 3rd. Holman's McKenna McHugh getting good contact, sends that ball to the wall in right. Vikings adding to their lead. Holman goes on to win 7-4. They'll visit Middleton on Thursday. West Salem hosting Platteville in Division II. Josie Brudos in the circle, and she was stellar. Complete game, 7 innings, just 3 hits allowed, no earned runs, and 10 strikeouts for the junior. And for the Panther offense, well, they were cooking all as well. Already with 3 runs across in the 5th, Madison Elson sends a shot out to right field. That's over the defense. 1 run scores as Elson is in with an RBI triple. West Salem would go on to win this one 8-1 as they are into the regional final hosting Edgewood on Thursday. Other finals from regional softball action, the Central Riverhawks go on the road. They take down Madison Memorial. GET holds off Aquinas to end the Blue Gold season. And a couple comfortable wins for Melrose Mindoro and Brookwood as they advance. Big win for Onalaska girls soccer as well. 4-0 over West Salem, and Holman 2-0 over Central. Track postseason getting underway this evening with 8 teams at Luther High. Let's start on the pole vault. Luther's Nathan Jordahl takes top honor, clearing 12 feet 7 inches over to shot put. Bangor's Autumn Everson throwing for 34 feet and a half inch, advancing her into sectionals. And remember the name Jack Schmaling, the Luther senior, throwing for 175 feet 1 inch. Throws like that making him likely to be at state next week. Now to track action, 300-meter hurdles for the girls. Cashton's Michaela Guslaw finishing first with a time of 49.34. Same event for the boys. Brookwood's Elijah John with a time of 41.40. In the 4x1 girls, Bangor team finishing with a first place finish, time of 50.14. And in the boys 4x1, New Lisbon edges out Bangor by less than 1/10 of a second. The advancing competitors from today's meets get their chance to secure a bid for state on Friday. You got everything tonight. Playoff lacrosse here in La Crosse. Lightning down 1-0 until the Grayson VM takeover begins. The Central senior with a missile to tie things up. Then literally a minute later, VM gets ahead of steam, fires another shot that buries it to take the lead. The offense was clicking for the Lightning in the opening quarter. Luther junior Jax Hendrickson connecting to increase the home side's lead. La Crosse gets their first ever WIAA playoff win. They'll travel to top-seeded Waunakee on Friday at 7. Home opener for the Loggers tonight at the Lumberyard, but La Crosse gets shut out by the Honkers. Lumbermen begin a home and away series with the Express tomorrow and Thursday. Brewers once again playing host to the Red Sox. 5th inning, fly ball out to right field. Sal Frelick camps under it. He will fire a C to third base, and that is a double play right there. We're still scoreless until the 6th. Aaron Ashby on the bump, and that sinker gets away from him. Boston takes the lead on the wild pitch. Crew still with no runs on the board until the 9th. Sal Frelick delivers. Base knock right up the middle will score Christian Yelich. This one going to the 10th, and with the bases loaded, Christian Yelich calls game. Absolutely crushes a slider that doesn't slide, and his first career walk-off homer is a grand slam. Brewers win 5-1. Does it for sports. Emily is back with more news next.
It's weird to admit, but it's true. I'm selling Chevys. 2024 Malibus to be exact, starting at $17,890, $299 down, and $299 per month. It's Malibu Madness. And they feature great options including heated seats, remote start, Apple CarPlay, and up to 36 miles per gallon. All have low miles with remaining factory warranty. But the bad part is these are getting harder to get. So if you're in the market for an affordable ride, come see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We built it to work for you.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships, now including La Crosse and Richland Center.
It's time for unbeatable Memorial Day savings at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Right now, find great deals on supplies to kick off summer your way. Like 2 packs of Kingsford charcoal briquettes, $16.49 while supplies last. Get a free Royal Canin probiotic when you buy a 30-pound bag of Royal Canin dog food, $20 off. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on all pet supply orders of $49 or more when you order by noon. Find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
At Taco John's, we serve a higher standard of flavor with grilled chicken, creamy fiesta sauce, and always hot potato olays. That's what we call West Mex. Try our freshest lineup yet with the new Fiesta menu, only at Taco John's.
Wow, Forest Berry Fudge is amazing. This is melting in my mouth.
Dill pickle? Whoa, that's actually good.
Holy fudge. This is the best thing ever.
Expressions brought to you by Valley Fudge and Candy. Find us in Coon Valley, Wisconsin, or order online today.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting NationalGuard.com.
Well, an alligator was spotted with a soccer ball lodged in its mouth at a golf course in North Carolina. 3 officers arrived to the scene and prepared to safely intervene, but the alligator was able to roll in the water and dislodge the ball on its own. The police department joked on Facebook saying it swam away unharmed, though we can't say the same for the soccer ball, which sustained fatal injuries. Well, of course it did. Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Tuesday night is rib night. Get a half rack of barbecue ribs with baked beans, coleslaw, and cornbread for only $23.99, plus $1 off craft beer. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
Don't wait to improve your sleep. Save big on top mattress brands during the Memorial Day sales event. Get savings on trusted Sealy support, the latest innovations from Tempur-Pedic, and the luxurious comfort of Stearns & Foster. Stop into Slumberland Furniture today to take advantage of these amazing offers. Hurry in today to shop our large display of Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster mattresses during our Memorial Day sales event. Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in. And we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular. Built for us.
So that no matter what mess you brought into this church today, no matter what addiction and what struggle, no matter how many times you've doubted God or questioned God, that because of Jesus Christ, God's not holding it over your head. Instead, there is this amazing grace, there is this unconditional love that you and I can say, God doesn't just put up with us. God loves us.
Join Pastor Mike Novotny each Sunday. Watch Time of Grace on Channel 8, WKBT.
At Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics, our goal is to help you and your pet in times of need. We specialize in the gold standard for cruciate ligament repair, the TPLO.
I was amazed to see Bear up and running again so soon. They really took good care of him.
Piper had TPLO surgery and is already running again weeks later.
Fetch made possible, one knee at a time. Contact Dr. Mark Hine at Wisconsin Veterinary Orthopedics for an orthopedic consultation today.
River City Grill in Winona is your place for great food and drinks every night of the week. Tuesday night is rib night. Get a half rack of barbecue ribs with baked beans, coleslaw, and cornbread for only $23.99, plus $1 off craft beer. See you soon at River City Grill in Winona.
All right, one more wet day. Looks like everyone will see some rain for Wednesday. Good news is Thursday, Friday, we dry out. We get up to the 80s. The weekend still looks good and dry. Next week, we might get mid to upper 80s. Might have a little bit of a heat wave before we get stormy Tuesday and Wednesday. So just one more day and things will definitely start improving.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. We'll see you tomorrow.